Doctor Who does abortions.
Fucking dead!
Yeah.
They're all dead! I'm gonna burn your house down, you'll be dead too!
Let me put my nappy on.
They came like a bolt out of the blue to discuss everything in geekdom. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the attack of the 50-foot nerds. Hello and welcome to Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds, episode 62. This is definitely the first time we've done this introduction. My name is Mike Bell, and joining me for this episode are first person go.
It's me, MC Trainset, with your boy.
Pick up the home, be massive.
No, it's Amara. With me is my boy, DJ Breakman. Go. Paul.
Sorry, I need to make a note of that for later.
I guess that makes me the fat controller, you bastard.
Actually, I was going to go for Captain Slow. Hello, my name's James May. No, it's
you
not.
fucking
It's Paul
said it,
Briggs.
mate, not me.
I was gonna suggest big locomotion.
I guess we'll have to have cat. Anyway, so it's Attacking the 50-Foot Nerds. We're back for the very first proper episode of 2022, and we'd
Take
like
two.
to welcome you all. No, it wasn't. Shut up. It's take one. Don't know what you're talking about. I never messed up with the audio at all.
No, of course you don't.
Yeah.
Not record. No.
So welcome to the show.
Yeah.
If you've never heard us before, where the fuck have you been? If you have, welcome back. It's awesome to have you here. Why haven't you joined the Patreon? Join the Patreon. We like you on the Patreon. The Patreon's only £1. No, it's not. It's $1. The conversion rate. Shut up. It's so it's less than £1. Is it? Yes, maybe. Yes, it is. It's $1 a month. Shut up. I'm bugging
It's
this.
something like $1.36 to the pound at the moment.
There you
Something
go.
like that.
There's Paul with his maths. So
so
you can
it's
join
like-
the Patreon for
It's
just
like
$1 a month, and then that
87p
gives
or
you
something.
it gives you access to literally everything we've
Mhm.
done so far, everything we ever will do. It's all there for the meaty
Except for the
sum of
missing
$1.
episode, which we mentioned last time, but, you know.
Well, yeah.
There isn't a
So
missing
yeah,
episode,
join
what
up
are you
now.
talking about?
What? Yeah. What?
What missing
What?
episode?
The one where me and Paul sat down and watched all the cartoon intros.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
that missing
that.
episode.
Yeah.
I thought
Yes.
you were
But
talking about
look, in
missing
the
episode.
end, if having missing episodes is good enough for Doctor Who, it's good enough for Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds.
Yeah,
The only
it just
problem is all
lends
the
to our
Doctor Who
own
missing episodes
consistency.
exist in audio form.
What?
Ours are gone.
Well,
We
I
can't
mean-
even animate ours.
Sorry, yeah.
That doesn't work on audio, Paul.
No, it doesn't work on audio.
We're not live streaming this episode. But yeah, so you can join the Patreon now at patreon.com/50footnerds. That's FIFTY. I had to think then. So join up now for as little as $1. But that's not all that you can do if you want to give us money and be nice to us. You can buy our merchandise. It's true. We actually have proper merchandise that everyone can buy now, no matter where you are in the world. You can
Tell
get that on our
me
Redbubble
more,
store.
Mike. What can
On our
we
Redbubble
buy?
store.
How
You
can,
can
how
buy
can
it.
they give us their money and we can give them nice things?
Well,
Did we go back
I could
and
just
look
play
at
the
our-
audio from the advert that it did, if you want, or I could just actually tell you now.
Just tell us now.
Okay,
I'm
I'll
sure
tell
that'll
you
be a lot simpler and you're less likely to fuck that up.
I do have a question before you do though. Did we go back and look at our original many slogans and go, yeah, no, we need to simplify this?
No, I figured having about
Having
48
10
different
different
t-shirts with
t-shirt
different
designs
logos.
for like 3
slogans.
separate people. Yeah.
No. Just
I
all
do
the
want-
designs are purely just
I
got
know.
the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds logo on. You've got either the regular square logo or you've got the new longer horizontal logo, and you can get all that on t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, mouse pads, phone cases, everything you can think of. I could have put it on a shower curtain if I wanted to. I didn't. That's a bit weird. But yeah, seriously, you can do anything on Redbubble. So
I do seriously need to get myself one of those mugs because
on the mug's cool.
Yeah.
I love the most.
Yeah,
my one
it's just that at some point I figure, yes, we are going to be live streaming these episodes on video, and I want to be drinking something out of instead of out of a Coke can, I want to be drinking out of an Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds mug while I'm recording Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds, so that everybody can see me drinking out of an Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds while recording Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. Have I said Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds enough?
The other thing I do want us to be able to sell the fucking Moo shirts with like the one that I got you.
Moo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll have to send me the design for that then, so I'll put it on.
Yeah, I've still got
And
it.
if you want to buy some 50-foot merchandise, then you can do so. If you just visit tinyurl.com/50-foot store. That's 50FT store, STORE. You can visit there and you can buy all those items. I've put the prices as cheap as I can put them. We barely make anything on these, so you're more just buying them for the love of the show rather than to put money in our pockets. But if you do, then we do get the odd penny. So yay. And as Amara's just said there's going to be another design coming soon. It's a good old Jeff Moody with his fucking Moo t-shirt. So keep an eye out for that. So, shall we start the show and talk about some people in geekdom?
Yes.
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, let's do it.
Shriek in terror. It's time to discuss people in geekdom.
Okay, and first up, thank you very much. One take, Mike. And first up today, we've got a Graveyard Dead. I thought putting the sounders in like this would be a lot easier. It's not when I've got to put in the Graveyard Dead sounder.
My son is dead. My son is graveyard dead. Graveyard dead. Graveyard dead.
Yes, Meatloaf has passed away.
You know to prepare that for next time.
Shut up. Meatloaf has unfortunately passed away. Legendary singer, Bat Out of Hell, still one of the best-selling albums of all time. But, he was an actor as well. And in terms of like what we talk about on this podcast, his
Rocky
best
Horror
would probably be Rocky Horror as Eddie.
And Fight Club.
Fight Club, yeah, where he was. His name was Robert Paulson.
Yes, his name is Robert Paulson.
Wayne's World.
I was making the.
He's in Wayne's World. Don't forget that. And of course,
Excellent.
he was in
Spice
the.
World.
Yes, he was in Spice World, where he was the driver of the big Union Jack bus. But I was also going to say he was in the Tenacious D movie.
Oh, he was in the Pick of Destiny.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's Jack Black's dad.
Yeah,
he sings.
Looking at Meatloaf's politics now, it makes sense that he played the dickhead right wing father.
I mean, we're not going to dwell on this, but Meatloaf has passed away from COVID. He was apparently anti-vax and wasn't vaccinated, but we'll let that.
What a surprise!
Mate.
To be fair to the guy, he'd had a good innings. 74, 75?
74, yeah.
74. That's a good
Paul
number.
Just giving us a little rendition of a song there.
74,
75.
And like, as far as I remember,
Sorry.
Wasn't he still? No, it's okay. Wasn't he still like making albums and shit like up until quite recently? Right. That's still like. I mean, like, as much as I think the dude's a dickhead for his politics, like, I can admire his work ethic in a musical standard, because that is fucking impressive to be able to keep
74 and still knocking out the hits.
Yeah, and like at the kind of quality that he did.
And he gave it all when he was on stage. Like, I mean, there's a reason why that guy's got a reputation for sweating, because he gives it everything every performance.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I mean, he would do signing events like London and Film Comic Con and that as well. One of my mates, Matt Dale, was saying that I mean, Matt's one of these guys who has literally done hundreds of these photo ops with people now, and Meatloaf was the one guy where it's like he was just sweet as a nut. He was a really nice guy, and the entire the rest of the world could just go away, and you felt like you could just go and have a pint with this guy. So regardless of his opinions and beliefs on politics and other stuff, sounds like he was a pretty sound bloke, and he as a certain other podcaster we know would say, Big Bucket of Win, 74 years of old, managed to achieve as much as he did and was still kicking it out of the park.
I remember him on the special features for the Rocky Horror DVD. There's an interview with Richard O'Brien, because people forget Meatloaf was actually in the original cast of Rocky Horror on stage before it was even a movie. And Richard O'Brien, who wrote the music and lyrics for Rocky Horror, even said to Meatloaf when he came into audition and he was singing Saturday Night, he was saying, "Don't worry about the lyrics. It's so quick. I'm not going to expect you to say every single word. Just do it as best you can." And Meatloaf went, "I can do every word." And he came in word perfect on his audition. And that is not an easy song to sing.
No.
Not an easy song to sing at all. So, and he nailed it. So fair play to the guy, you know. Right, so moving on. Who is our next person?
Very quick. Do we want to mention Stephen?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we may as well, seeing as we're here.
And he has connections to... So a friend of ours, Mike and I both knew him through the Merseyside local group. Stephen Aintree, who was an actor, recently passed away last couple of days. He's been very ill for quite a while.
Oh yeah, he was on he was waiting for a heart transplant for the longest time, and unfortunately, his most recent evaluation, they said it's we don't think you'd survive the surgery, so we're going to take you off the list, unfortunately. And he was kind of living on borrowed time for the longest time. He's just celebrated the birthday recently, and unfortunately, he's passed away yesterday.
Yeah,
people will probably know him best from probably Little Britain.
He was in Little Britain. Matt Lucas has paid tribute. In fact, I remember he was in that Morecambe and Wise biopic.
He's been in all kinds.
Yeah. Here we go. So Toby being the
Toby Haydock, friend of the show.
Toby Haydock had posted about it, and Matt posted, "So sad to hear this news yesterday. We had remained in contact, and even though he was so ill, he was still funny and sharp on here. David and I loved working with Stephen on Little Britain and Come Fly With Me. He had a beautiful gift for comedy. He was an absolutely sound bloke, and it's such a shame that he's no longer with us."
I mean, he was one of those guys who was in everything. When you look at his IMDb, he's done absolutely so much. Yeah. But yeah, he's
I think his last telly was he did an episode of Pointless with a mate of his.
Yes, yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, where are we on his IMDb? Let's see. So he did an episode of Moving On, Shameless. He's in that Come Fly With Me, Eric and Ernie, as you mentioned there, Cuckoo, Waterloo Road, Titty Bang Bang, of all things. He was in Magicians, that movie with the guys from Peep Show. He's in that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Little Britain, Casualty, Mike Bassett, the TV series. Yeah, the list goes on. So
he will forever live in our heads and our hearts, but more importantly, he's going to be living on our television sets forever. So he's never really going to be gone. So that we're all raising one for Stephen Aintree.
And as much as as Paul and I mentioned, we know him through the from the MLG, as Steve actually got to live out his ambition of being in Doctor Who several years ago now, when he was in an episode of the Big Finish audio adventures. I believe it's Colin Baker's story, The Condemned.
Yeah. So it's let's face it, all of us who are Doctor Who fans in some way, shape or form have got that would love to have that moment to be in the show, even if it's like standing in the background or something like that. I count myself lucky that I got to do it. The slightly adjacent BBV stuff back in the back in the interregnum, back in the wilderness years. But he's Big Finish. It's as good as the real thing. So why not? Absolutely, why not? Bless him. So wherever he is, he'll be looking down on us and having a damn good laugh, I'm sure.
Absolutely. By the way, as soon as you mentioned the BBV things, did you ever get that license?
No, regrettably not. We are still
There's a
not
reference
licensed to save this planet. Oh, Jesus
That's
Christ. Less said about what BBV is up to at the moment, the better, I think.
Fair enough. Well, we'll move on then to from a couple of guys who have passed away to a guy who should have killed himself 10 times over already at this point. Johnny
Jesus
Knoxville
Christ.
has announced that he's entering the Royal Rumble.
Right. Fair enough. Like I thought because I didn't have the document up at that time, I thought that sentence was going somewhere really fucking different.
Okay, that says something more about you than it does about
Yeah, like I thought you were like, oh, I hate him. I hope he dies. I'm like, whoa, dude.
No. I like Johnny Knoxville. I've always been a big fan of Jackass, ever since back in the day. And so he's announced that he's entering the Royal Rumble, the WWE event with 30 men into the ring. Not all at the same time, though. Come on. And one man remains. And of course, this is a publicity stunt for Jackass Forever. Obviously, it is. But I like the Royal Rumble as much as the next guy. So it's just.
Isn't this the one that like me and you did a commentary where we were watching wrestling clips? Like we did an episode where we
did a whole episode where we watched wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the clips was from one of these 30 in a ring things where there was fucking like Shaq there and all sorts of random shit.
Shaq did enter a Royal Rumble, I believe. Yeah. Crazy. But I love the Royal Rumble. It's one of my favorite events of the year. I mean, as I say, this is a stunt. It's just a big name for a big name's sake. But like you say, the Royal Rumble's always had fun entrants in it. Like like Shaquille O'Neal, I believe, was in one. Who else have they had? Drew Carey, the comedian, he was in the Royal Rumble. Tons of people have been. I can't even think of them all off the top of my head right now. But the only thing I don't like about this is I like the Royal Rumble when it's a surprise. When maybe you know who the first guy is, maybe you know who the last guy is, but you don't know any of the other 28. And over the last few years, WWE have done his thing. It was just like, Big E is going to be in the Royal Rumble. And he comes out at like number 16. It's just like, so don't tell me who's going to be in it. I don't want to know. I like surprises.
Boom.
So, anyway, what's next? Yes. So next up, we've got the story of the New Year's Honours list. Every year, the Queen, God bless her, gives out the honours, the MBEs, the OBEs, and what have you. And actually, speaking of Toby Haydock, his missus.
I was about to say. Shez has just been honoured for all her work for the differently abled, or however you want to term it. Bless her.
Yeah. And one of the figures who were honoured at these, in this list is Daniel Craig, but he's not just got an OBE. No. He's not got a CBE. He's not got an MBE. Daniel Craig was given the CMG.
So he is actually Commander Bond.
Yes, he was chosen to join the Order of Saint Michael and Saint George. So that is a honor that is traditionally given for what is quoted here as being non-military service internationally on behalf of the Queen. So basically an honor for spies, and he's got it. Now I know he helped Liz jump out of a helicopter that time at the Olympics, because that happened.
Yeah.
But Just a special honor, let's say, for spies, and they didn't give it to Connery. I wonder what he would say if he were here about that. Shall we ask him?
Of course you can.
Yeah, go on.
What? How the fuck did he get that and I didn't? What a bastard. If I see him in the street, I'll go, Doctor, no! No, you don't get to do that. That's just silly, you fucking twat. Has you seen the Queen? Is she on the plane? Where's my grandson? Am I dead?
No.
What the fuck? Help me.
Let me skateboard on this thing with the turtle.
I'm going to control the weather. Right. So
let me get my teddy bear suit.
Let me put my nappy on.
There's a clip for the credits. Thanks, Paul.
Oh, fuck. Oh, well.
Oh, he never fails. He never fails. Love it. Right. So let's crack on then.
I thought he always fails. That's how you get the.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Let's quickly move over to movie news.
Thrills and chills abound in movie news.
Oh, fucking hell. What's happened to Black Panther?
He's dead.
I mean, yeah, Chadwick Boseman.
What?
What else is there to say?
Shit, it's in the wrong section.
I'm not telling you. Hey, I'm pretty sure this happened back when we were still recording the previous version, didn't it?
Fucking hell. I just didn't expect that. So, well, in case you haven't heard, spoilers, Chadwick Boseman died.
That's hardly a plot development. Spoilers. The poor bastard carked it from, stage 4 cancer.
He did, quite a while ago.
Have some respect, Paul. Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. Fuck me. So Chadwick Boseman passed away. Respectfully, we say rest in peace, Jasmine Boseman.
Jasmine,
whatever your name was.
Yeah,
how much of that bottle have you drunk?
Not much.
Then you don't have any excuse.
And said, "Stop me first." So yeah. Fortnum and Mason passed away, and whatever his name was. Anyway, yeah. So Chadwick Boseman passed away, and there was rumors about how do we move on with the Black Panther franchise from here. Now, they were filming for some time, and then the actress who plays his sister, Letitia Wright, who played what was her name now? The sister Shuri. That's right. Yeah, she was basically going to take over the scuttlebutt was that she was going to be taking over the role. She'd become the new Black Panther, and she was going to be the lead in the movie. Letitia Wright is staunchly anti-vax.
Yeah.
And Marvel have a.
This is a weird fucking theme running through our episode today.
Yeah. What happened to Meatloaf, Paul? He's fucking dead.
Yeah.
They're all dead. I'm gonna burn your house down. You'll be dead too.
They're dead, Dave. They're all dead.
They're all dead, Dave.
For God's sake, they're all dead, Dave. Everybody's dead. Everybody's dead, Dave.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the fucking any other business section. And it's gonna be like, oh, this guy reported that he found leprechauns. The leprechauns seem to be protesting against COVID vaccines. like that's the way this episode's going, apparently.
Don't give away any other business. So Chadwick Boseman died. Yeah. So Letitia. Letitia Wright.
Chadwick Boseman died. Letitia Wright, batshit crazy.
Yeah. So she's towards the anti-vax, and Marvel have this policy of basically, if you're not vaccinated, you ain't working on their shit. So. Just by sheer coincidence, she happened to have an accident on set a couple of months ago, and Marvel have been trying to work out how to move forward with the movie from here. The rumor has it, I cannot confirm nor deny this. I cannot say where I've heard
Bruno
this.
Mars is gay.
But the rumor is that Marvel backed up the magical Disney money truck and put a shed load of cash on her front lawn. Said, go and get a vaccine and we'll bring you back to the movie because we can't finish it without you. So she went off, and because she'd been paid quite a lot of money, had one vaccination and is now back on set. Whilst the movie was shut down, however, they massively rewrote the script. And now Winston Duke, who played M'Baku in the first movie and was also the dad character in Us, the Jordan Peele movie. Great movie, if you ever get it. He played M'Baku the man-ape from the first movie, and he will apparently be the new Black Panther moving forward because they've rewritten it, and she ain't getting it.
That is good.
So,
That's a...
But apparently production shut down again this week because Lupita Nyong'o got COVID.
Oh, shit.
Apparently the production's back up and running again now. They've been able to shoot stuff without her in, but she was a bit of another blow to the production there. But we wish them the best of luck. Hope that it can get all sorted sooner rather than later. But not good time. Not a good time on the Black Panther set.
No, apparently not.
No. Speaking of movies that have been delayed, however, this one's already in the can and has been for quite some time. It's the movie that nobody asked for. It's a new movie that nobody cares about. Morbius, the Jared Leto movie.
Now, to be fair, okay, no, we nobody would ever have thought a solo Morbius movie was something that anybody would immediately go for. But looking at the trailer, it doesn't look half bad.
It looks all bad.
No, it does not.
The only thing that movie's got going for it is Michael Keaton's in it, and no one knows whether it's in the Spider-Man universe or not. No one knows which universe this movie.
Matt Smith.
Okay. Yeah, but is he in the trailer? You see his back at one point.
No, you see his face.
Wait, so...
Don't remember seeing it. That tells you how...
okay. So that makes the 11th Doctor instantly forgettable.
Do you remember when he was supposed to be in episode 9? No.
Well, he was, but then for whatever reason they wrote the character out. So but he's actually in the trailer.
The way that you were talking about Michael Keaton, I thought you were implying that somehow Morbius was in the Batman universe, and I was like, "What?"
Oh, I wish. Yeah, I'd watch a Man-Bat movie. I would watch a Man-Bat movie, really cool. But Morbius doesn't grab me at all. I don't see the appeal of a solo Morbius movie. Morbius and Blade, fair enough. And in fact, the deleted ending, the original ending for the first Blade movie, the 98 Blade movie, had Blade in Russia, and he kills a vampire, and then he turns around, and on a rooftop in the distance is Michael Morbius. They were going to do that for the sequel, but Stephen DeKnight had to cut that ending out.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. It's on YouTube, you can see it. But I don't see the appeal of a solo Morbius movie.
Well, I mean, given that this is the Sony universe of Marvel films, as opposed to the direct MCU.
No, it used to be known as the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters, or Spunk, if you will.
Yes.
Yes, they had to change that.
But it in some respect, because Morbius would tie in quite nicely with some of the more supernatural characters that Kevin Feige does seem to be now aiming to play with.
Together the Midnight Suns, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But they won't bring Morbius because Venom is still in his own universe at this point. Morbius seems to be in its own universe at this point. Because even though Spider-Man
seems to be in a universe, but which one?
He's in the same universe as Venom. We know that.
But okay, but Michael Keaton's in that universe, and then there's a poster in the background. There's a poster in the background in the trailer which shows the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yes, but that is a picture from the PS4 video game of the Tobey Maguire suit, but it also has murderer spray painted over it as if it was in the Marvel Cinematic Universe before the Doctor Strange's spell.
Yeah, so it's clear as mud which universe it's in.
That's what I'm saying. Is no one knows what the hell's going on right now.
Shall we just
the
say
story,
it's in the Spider-Verse somewhere?
Somewhere, yeah. But the story is that the movie has been delayed again. It was supposed to come out this January, so this month. It was actually supposed to be out now, I believe, or next week, and it's been delayed now to April 1st. This movie, even though the time frame may not be as great, but this movie has been delayed more times than the New Mutants.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah. New Mutants sat on the shelf for about 20 years at this point, I think. So much so they should have called it the Old Mutants by the time it came out. But yeah, this movie's had more delays than that. It's possibly one of the most delayed movies in history at this point.
You know what? It was a shame New Mutants got pushed back like it did. I did like what they did with it, and it was
I wish they'd done the reshoots.
It's not how the X-Men franchise should have ended under 20th Century Studios. It shouldn't have been the last of that iteration of the X-Men, but give what it was going to be, the start of a new series with new characters. I thought it worked okay. Yeah, I thought it was absolutely fine.
I mean, Anya Taylor-Joy, great in that movie, but that's pretty much.
She's brilliant in pretty much anything. So
Yeah, exactly. But Maisie Williams, she's got a dodgy Scottish accent. The kid from Stranger
thought it was
Things
Irish.
is there. No, she's Scottish.
Is she Scottish? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wolfsbane is Scottish. I can't remember anything else about the movie. I'll be honest with you. It was a bit wank. It was a thing.
It wasn't Dark Phoenix bad.
True. Dark Phoenix was fuck me in the eye kind of bad. Yeah, that was not a good movie.
I mean, basically, that is Kevin Feige's challenge to do the Phoenix right.
I don't think Feige would touch the Phoenix at this point. It's been too many times.
But it's something that is potentially like, I don't know, phase 6, phase 7.
I mean, we're talking a good long way away.
Yeah, exactly.
If they get to it at all. And there's so many other X-Men things they can do.
Yeah.
Like, I think if they bring in the X-Men soon, then humanity making this new evolution after we've been without for so long, it would make sense to have a humanity's revolt. And then you could have whole outcast mutants thing going on. The Homo sapiens versus Homo superior thing. You could understand why people would all of a sudden be like, whoa, hang on, all these superpower people going around, what's going on? And you can play on the racism angle then, which is, okay, yeah, the other movies have done that, but we never knew a world without it in those movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Gets back to the X-Men's entire route of talking about civil issues and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, so far, currently, like the best, the most memorable depiction of mutants that I can remember, other than like the original X-Men film coming out, because like, it's the first one that had them in, was Deadpool going, "Hey, look, here's the thing. It's the X-Force," and then they all die within 5 minutes. Like,
yeah,
just like spoilers for Deadpool 2. But like,
I think what's going to be more interesting is when X-Men 97 comes out.
Yes. Oh, yes. Well, we'll get to that, I guess. Move that for another section. But one of the best things I liked in the whole X-Men franchise was in X-Men 2 when they go to Bobby Drake's house and he comes out to his parents and they can't accept it, and they're just like, "Have you tried not being a mutant?" And that was a great scene. I really enjoyed that scene, and it was kind of like, it was a way of doing the outcast thing, but without having to rely on the
thing is, wasn't that before they made Bobby gay in the comics?
Yeah.
I think it was, yes.
So it's like later on they actually made that a lot more. They did that thing, but a whole lot more explicitly in the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay, so let's move on then. What's next? Oh yeah, this is an odd one that caught me by surprise this week. They made a Weird Al Yankovic biopic.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
I saw this.
Radcliffe is going to play him.
Yeah, I know. Hello,
I mean,
my name's
why
Daniel
not?
Radcliffe.
Sure.
I have got all the money in the world and I can basically do whatever the fuck I like with the rest of my life. So have at it.
Yeah, he does just weird little things for this because he can.
You know, I still need to sit down and watch it. Guns Akimbo. I
need to see that too. I want to watch Miracle Workers. They showed that on Sky, so I want to sit down and watch that.
I want to watch that. Like,
this movie, the Alvin Yankovic story, is based off of a Funny or Die sketch that's only like 2 minutes long, and the same guy who directed that is directing this movie.
Okay,
nice.
Yeah,
awesome.
And from when Al gave a statement about the announcement of the full length movie, which is being made as a Roku original movie, because Roku, we all watch that.
I did. Because
I know Slugfest is on there.
Slugfest was awesome. I mean, admittedly, it was made for Quibi, but Roku bought it, so I watched Roku.
It's the only thing anyone's ever watched on Roku, probably. So Al said, when my last movie, UHF, came out in 1989, I made a solemn vow to my fans that I would release a major motion picture every 33 years, like clockwork. I'm happy to say we're on schedule.
Clockwork?
Yeah, it's getting Big Quack to be in it. Big Quack is working on the movie. Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's a thing to have a look up. Bear Quack, search him out singing "Hey Little Hen" on the Harry Hill show from the mid-90s. Every single episode, Bear Quack would come out and he'd try and catch a chicken, and he'd fail and he'd go, "Oh, I will catch me that hen. When, hey little hen, when will you lay me an egg for my tea?" Every week he would do that.
Okay.
And Al Murray was on it as Harry's big brother Alan. Yeah, that was my first introduction to Al Murray. Was on that show. It was a very strange show, and it would always end with the Badger Parade. Yes. That's not to be confused with the Badger Wars, which, as we all know, happen in the future. So, exactly. Although maybe it's an alternate future now. Who knows? Right, well, that's all the movie news that I've got. So I'm going to hand over to Paul now, and he is going to take us through the latest in...
Ooh, diddly-dum, ooh-wee, Doctor Who news.
Take it away, Paul.
You can tell it's a really long time since we've done this because I just completely forgotten what that sounded like. Okay, so it's that quiet time when there are no new episodes due any time, particularly soon. I mean, we're thinking maybe Easter we'll see something. And then we've got the 100th anniversary.
For the Legend of the Sea Devils, isn't it?
Yes, the Legend of the Sea Devils. God, that Sea Devil looks awesome.
It looks like a shit 80s costume, but also with just enough CGI accents to make it modern.
Yeah, it looks what it needs to look like, which is a sea devil.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else can you say about it?
It's a pity Chibnall didn't set it around like Formby Beach or something like that. But
how do we know he hasn't?
Well, it looks like feudal Japan because sea devils.
Yeah, because that's the one thing we thought when we were when they made Warriors of the Deep was let's make the sea devils look like Japanese warriors.
Why not?
Yeah. And then we'll have the Jodie's finale. The regeneration episode,
the centenary special,
the centenary of the BBC,
not Doctor Who.
Not
that
Doctor
gets
Who.
its 60th anniversary next year.
Yeah. So we got that coming up. So two main bits of news to keep us going in the meantime. Obviously, we already know that the new showrunner, same as the old showrunner, is Russell T Davies. And
the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah, and he is working on the new series as we speak, and they've announced who the new producer of Doctor Who is going to be.
They haven't officially announced it.
Well, new producer,
it's
same
been
as
leaked
the
out
old
on basically
producer.
like a knockoff LinkedIn kind of website,
Yeah.
Talent Information or something like that, I believe is the website. And they've announced Phil Collinson as coming back, which
The son
basically
of
means
Colin.
we can say goodbye to Christopher Eccleston coming back for the 60th anniversary.
Yeah.
He doesn't like that man.
Yeah. Wow. But I mean, so Phil was the guy in charge when the show came back. So he was with Doctor Who from 2005 through to 2008, I want to say.
Yeah, he didn't do the specials, so
Yeah.
he got off at the end of season 4.
And he worked. He was working on. He was. I mean, I don't know quite how much work he did on it, but he was there for Sarah Jane Adventures and Torchwood as well. I mean, I've never met the guy, but our paths have kind of intersected in the saddest way possible. Because when Liz Sladen passed away, I did the obit piece for Granada Reports, and he was working as the producer of Corrie at that point.
Of course, yeah.
So they interviewed him on the street about that. So yeah, so it's a showrunner, producer, executive producer Julie Gardner. They're putting they're putting the band back together.
Yes.
So I just get this feeling like, is it going to be like Queen plus Adam Lambert though? Because obviously they're going to have a new Freddie Mercury, a new lead singer. If we follow,
like I say, it's not
if
the
we
first
follow
time
the Queen
changed.
analogy.
It's not the first time they've changed the lead singer. As I say, yeah, Eccleston at first, then he moved to Tennant.
Yeah, so I'm quite happy.
If anything, it's like Black Sabbath replacing Ozzy with Dio.
But Ozzy came back. Ozzy did come back eventually, didn't he?
To be fair, Dio, you're.
So you heard it here first, folks. David Tennant is going back to Doctor Who.
To be fair, Dio era Sabbath is better.
We all have our preferences, I guess. Same as our favourite doctors.
Shut in!
Speaking of favourite doctors, tell us what's new with people's least favourite Doctor, Paul. And no, I'm not talking about Jodie Whittaker if you speak about
Let's be fair to the guy.
I know. We're talking about Shipman. No.
Doctor who murdered many old women arrested. No, it didn't.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you know what? That reminds me of a story John Pertwee always told at conventions. When there was a time he was on an aeroplane and we sat next to a guy who was reading a newspaper, and this was like the late 70s, and the headline on the front of the paper was "Doctor Who Does Abortions." And John's talking to this guy and saying, you do understand that that's nothing to do with me. And the guy who's reading the newspaper is like looking at him as if to say, what the fuck are you on about? Of course it's nothing to do with you. I didn't, it's Doctor Who Does Abortion, but obviously it reads Doctor Who Does Abortions. He actually tried to sue.
I can make you bigger on the inside.
Anyway. The latest in the Doctor Who The Collection Blu-ray series, so that they're putting the classics episodes from 1963 to 1989 on Blu-ray in some very lush Blu-ray box sets. And the 11th, so out of the color seasons, they are now just over halfway through, because there's 20 color seasons and they've done 10 of these boxes so far. The 11th one is coming up soon. It's going to be Jesus. I'm planning on buying one tomorrow because they're now bringing them out in not limited edition packaging. Right. So the Fat Amaray cases.
That's fine.
Yeah, so I'm going to start getting those, which will shrink down my I'm literally look at they're over there. You can't
get rid of some of those DVDs though because
they're over there.
You won't get them ones again.
Yeah,
Lost in Time, they won't put out again because
Oh
often
yeah, I
those
know.
episodes are
There's
back.
some of them I'll keep, but
Some of the DVDs have got like the original versions before they've gone in and remastered them and stuff. So
yeah,
was,
there's some of them I'll
having a
keep,
bit of
but
a break.
most of
having a
them
memory
they're
seizure
going
again.
for space.
I thought you said Lost in Space.
no, there's a Doctor Who set called Lost in Time, which is all about missing episodes and serials that were like half complete and things. And so
before they
that's
started animating the missing episodes,
and before some of them have been found. So
yeah. Anyway, season 22. So that's Colin Baker's first full season as Doctor Who. In fact, it's his only, in some respects, full season because he got 13 45-minute episodes, so the equivalent of what we'd been getting up to that point. 26 25-minute episodes.
It was basically testing the waters for what would happen from 2005 onwards, really.
In some respects, yeah. It was Saturday nights. It was 45-minute episodes, and
Flux, one long story.
Yeah, coming out on Blue. Go find it. They've been doing these really great sort of teaser trailers for them now. So
the Eternal Mystery, I believe, is the one for this.
So the mystery of what did happen to Perry after she apparently got murdered at the end of Trial of a Time Lord, except didn't, depending on who you speak to, and so on and so forth. So yeah, Nicola Bryant looking great in that little story. These little they're less trailers and more self-contained stories. I mean, the series 24 season 24 one with Mel being a sort of intergalactic Dragon's Den kind of personality is good fun. But yeah, they're all brilliant. All 13 episodes in pristine condition on your shiny Blu-ray discs. Shed loads of extras, either ported in from the original DVDs and new extras as well. So
are we going to mention that?
Of all the stories that they could have polished up, they've decided to put new effects on Time Lash.
Oh no, I didn't think you were going to talk about that one. When you were saying about talking up old things.
I'll come to that in a second.
Yeah.
Because I'm not backwards in talking about people like Rolf Harris, am I? But all I want to say about putting new effects on Time Lash, you can't polish a turd, but you can certainly douse it in glitter.
It's very true. You ask Ross Noble.
Yeah. Anyway, there is one extra which is on the Two Doctors DVD, which is currently not available on current printings of it, but was certainly there on the original release.
On the one I have.
Yes, and the one I have. And there seems to be some possibility that this may resurface on the Blu-ray because there's a clip from it in the trailer.
It's there.
It's that brief clip of Janet Fielding as Tegan.
Let's see if I can guess. So Doctor Who did a small mini episode in the 80s where Colin Baker played the Doctor alongside a small boy. Now, who do you think would have had the ability to put something like that together for the small boy?
Oh no!
Who do you think would have fixed it for him to have an adventure with the Doctor?
Oh, it could be so many people.
Who fixed it for this boy? Did you do it now or then?
Poor Gareth Jenkins.
A fella named Jimmy.
A little man named Jimmy Savile, to give him his Italian name. He was a barber, I believe. Jimmy Savile with the Doctor Who mini episode, A Fix with Sontarans.
The Doctor Tegan.
Yeah, for some reason.
Because nobody else was available, basically. Gareth Jenkins having it fixed for him to have an adventure with the Doctor because his mum had made, or his mum, his gran, somebody had made him.
Basically, he was an early cosplayer.
Yeah, he was. It was a really good replica of Colin's bad taste costume.
Yeah.
And
I used to think of Peter Jackson when he said that. I was like, what?
They have an adventure in the TARDIS against a couple of exceedingly tall two Doctors Sontarans. And and it was all organised by rampant paedophile Jimmy Savile. So that's
child, we have arrived at our destination, this forest of yew trees.
Jesus Christ.
There's not a lot else you can say. These are the facts. They haven't actually. I've not seen a full listing of the extras on the collection yet.
It's not slander if it's fucking true.
Yeah, but it seems likely that we're going to be seeing something about a fix with Sontarans on that box in some way, shape, or form.
Just have an interview with Gareth. A police interview where he tells all the evidence. So,
he's been interviewed quite a few times in like DWM and
I'd love to see Gareth Jenkins interviewed by bloody Line of Duty. Tell me, fella, did he touch you? Jesus Christ, and the weeping angels and the babies. Did he touch you in the TARDIS? Was it bigger on the inside? Oh, that's Yes, it felt bigger on the inside.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus!
God, no, that's too far.
I've got an AC 12-inch one. Right. Can you tell what I've been watching recently?
Clips of Paul on the news?
Yes, actually, yes. Don't try to do gang signs at me, Paul. Whoa.
Just for anyone not getting that, it was specifically a reference to the 12-inch thing.
Oh yeah, Paul.
No, I'm not implying that Paul was giving an interview about a paedophile. That's not what the implication was.
Maybe he was. He was.
I'll be honest. If I was gonna say, if Paul was giving an interview about paedophiles, then that pedo would have died quite a bit ago.
Yeah, we wouldn't be talking about Jimmy Savile right now. For fuck's sake. I'm going to take us out of this quickly by...
please take us out of this now.
I'm going to take us to the TV news.
Tremble at the might of the TV section.
Right, I'm going to tremble at the might of the TV section by, first of all, funny enough,
the cast of Curry have come out as anti-vax now.
The Rovers return ill because they all died. So we mentioned
return out.
We're going back to Middle Earth because Amazon, Jeff Bezos, and his millions that he's not spending in space has gone towards the Lord of the Rings TV series. And this week they announced that it will be called The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power.
Yes.
Okay.
I saw the trailer for this. Actually, even though it's just the fucking title thing, and the fact that I fucking hate Amazon, but because they do terrible things, but this looks fucking awesome.
They're spending just shy of 600 million on this show on one season.
Oof.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
I don't know what the title.
It better be.
To be honest, it sounds like. I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like a Shang-Chi sequel.
Yeah, true. Actually, but it makes sense.
I get that you want to do a story about the Second Age. I get you want to do a story about all the other rings. So you have the ones that were given to the dwarves, the ones that were given to the elves, the ones that were given to men. But we know about what happened to the kings who were given the Rings of Power, the kings of men. They were all turned into ring wraiths. Yeah. So
you know
the end of the story.
I'm surprised they didn't just go.
I'm rolling it around in my head, and all I'm thinking is,
hang on, you're both talking at once.
I'm rolling this title around in my head over and over, trying to get some kind of handle on it, and all I'm getting is "Go Go Power Rangers." Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, Power Rangers Power Rings does sound like one of the seasons of the show.
Yeah. What I was saying was like it like because of the setting and things, I would have personally expected it to be named after something from the Silmarillion or something like that. But then I remembered that they don't actually have the rights to the Silmarillion, or at least they didn't when like the films were being made, which is why in the Hobbit films, Gandalf refers to his mates two blue wizards rather than using their actual names, like and implying that he knows like some sort of weird medieval version of the Blue Man Group. Like, that's very weird. My two friends, they cast spells by bashing plastic pipes together. It's very weird.
My wizard friends razzle and read as wives.
Yeah. But like I said, the actual title.
You'll find them stuffed in a hedge.
Yeah. Especially like the title.
I thought they were I thought they were under the mattress, but never mind.
They're in the shower fridge.
Most young boys find them in the fridge the first time.
Oh, don't! We're going back to the fucking YouTube shit again. Right. No. What I was going to say about this was that
we call it Antmoot.
Oh yeah, that was a thing. Yeah. But I really liked the fact that the advert was done entirely with practical effects as well. Like just like something about seeing the fact that it's all practical effects to make all those shots is just really satisfying, and I don't know why.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't actually watch the trailer. I just saw the title.
Like,
I'm just watching it.
Yeah, it's all like, yeah.
So
like,
I mean, it's just a load of smoke machine stuff at the minute. Some fire.
That's not.
Is that just Gandalf smoking then?
Maybe. I'm just seeing like, some liquid metal stuff coming down.
Yeah, it's basically like that's how they did it. Was they actually had a forge like
did they actually
melt down gold and pour it into like a wooden mold, so all that fire and stuff is real, and the smoke is coming from when they put the water on to quench the metal and stuff. That's why I thought it was
that makes sense now. Then it actually when you say it like that, it is pretty cool. Like
like it just from a satisfying like the same way I appreciate watching like videos of people blacksmithing stuff.
Yeah, it's like a very small episode of How It's Made.
Yes, exactly.
But for Middle Earth.
They did a like some footage. I've seen some footage from outside of it where it shows the person like leaning in and pouring the stuff in, and like how they quenched it, and like taking the letters out and showing them off afterwards, and like putting them back in the mold where they were made and stuff. And it like I don't know, like I like that kind of stuff. But then this is also like, is Peter Jackson involved in this?
No.
Like I know that's a completely side.
No,
because I know in the Peter Jackson films they used similar techniques, and like how they forged the actual they forged like a version of the ring that's like 3 times the fucking size in order for all the close-ups and shit.
Yeah, I remember that from the
and they had that big ring that was magnetized, so that when he drops it on the floor, it goes thunk and just hits and doesn't bounce or anything like that. Yeah.
It's
cool.
I need to rewatch those movies, but I refuse to do it until I've actually upgraded to the 4K sets now.
We've said we're going to find a weekend and just watch all 6.
I still what I still intend to do, because I said I wanted to do this ages ago and I've not had a chance, is actually get all of the films and put them into one file and like edit them into like the correct order. Yeah. But what I was going to do was like, so then when you first start, it's the first 15 minutes of Fellowship.
Bilbo's probably someone's already done that on fanfilm.org.
And then and then you go into the Hobbit trilogy, and then you come out into the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just thought that would be cool for marathoning. It would take fucking years to render. But
speaking of things that would take fucking years, I watched the Eternals this week. Should have mentioned that earlier. God, that movie feels like it's about 5 hours long.
I've not seen it yet.
We watched the 4K version that's just come on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, is it on Disney Plus now?
Yes.
Yeah,
It dropped on.
60.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will give that a watch.
A week on Wednesday.
It's not great. Not much happens in it. I'll be honest with you. It's one of those let's put the band back together movies.
I would argue
over an hour of
a
movie,
lot
they still haven't got all the Eternals back together. A lot happens, but not much happens.
I do like the fact they've got their first superhero that's actually like a dude that's married to another dude.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
That's not even a thing in the movie. It's just like here's this guy. He's living here.
Yeah,
you know.
I do. But, I want to watch it like mainly because I saw someone like I love watching theories and stuff about this sort of thing, and like one video that Matt Pat on the like game theory film theory channel put out on film theory was like using Eternals going, was Thanos right all along? And I'm like,
that's something that the movie actually suggests. When you find out what the actual stakes are in the movie, then there is a whole what was Thanos right.
I see like kind of where that's coming from, but personally it's not like it that just gets into like, hey,
but you need to remember that
terrible
Thanos is an Eternal himself.
Therefore, I'm going to commit a genocide. It seems a bit fucking weird, which is why I want to watch Eternals to see where that comes from. Because I'm sure the argument's a bit more subtle than that.
I mean,
it's more about like
not really actually.
But
Thanos
like this thing is inevitable, and like Thanos as an Eternal like knew this was going to happen. So it's
Thanos is an Eternal, but he's got a deviant gene. So as much as he's trying to do the right thing for the universe, he's going about it the wrong way. That is essentially the be all and end all of it. And you need to see the movie to kind of get a bit more.
That's why I was like, I want to watch it before I like fully engage in that kind of discussion.
It's as I say, it's just basically 90 minutes of let's go find all of our friends, and then the rest of it is kind of like this mystery that's not even a mystery, and then maybe the last 20 minutes let's do a thing. But even then, the thing that they do isn't very spectacular. I really did enjoy that movie. It's a very
fucking weird. Like, sorry, I went to look at like, not to completely change the subject. I went to look at my document to be like, oh, what's the next story? And for some reason, Word just fucking crashed. So
it's okay. I've got it here. Our next story is actually another trailer. Actually, we're going to watch the trailer.
Sticking with the MCU.
Yep, staying with the MCU. We're going to watch the trailer for Moon Knight.
This is one I'm so looking forward to.
Let me get this ready for us. Okay.
Oh, you doing it in here?
Yeah, can do. Okay.
I know.
Let me know if this goes kind of like full screenish for you guys.
The technology is clever, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
There we go. Let's 3, 2, 1.
Marketing.
All right.
Hello and welcome.
Rubik's Cube.
I have a sleeping disorder.
I've even got subtitles on for us, so we can talk over it and still know what's happening.
I am slightly troubled by his accent.
Well, you got to remember that this identity may not be using his real voice. This may be just using the accent of this identity.
Spoilers.
Yeah, but it's still Oscar Isaac doing a dodgy English accent.
Yeah, but again, as I say, this is Stephen's, I forget the surname, whereas he's not Mark Spector. Mark Spector may be American.
Yeah, but no, I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, but it might be
my dream.
Might be how Mark Spector envisions an English accent to be, and he thinks he's doing the right one. But he's not. Just a bit wonky.
I love all the mirror motifs and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like when he walks and like his reflection stays behind and stuff like there.
Yes.
That's great. Love that.
Flip phone. I had one of those.
Oh my god, you're alive. What's wrong with you, Mark? Why did you call me Mark?
Why did you call me Mark?
It must be very difficult.
All right, okay. So that's interesting.
There's chaos in you.
Because the rumor was that he might be Dracula, but he's not, clearly. God, this looks epic, this show.
Embrace the chaos.
Yeah, I am.
Embrace the chaos.
This is awesome. This how this suit comes around him.
Now, who do we think he's punching there?
It's some kind of
Some
creature.
sort of
It's like a
Anubis-based thing.
yeah.
Like, it looks very jackal type.
Well, because I saw somebody.
And then he went to see E.T.
Somebody compared that screenshot to
the original trailer.
The original art. And I think it might be tying into something else that Disney Plus are doing later this year. I've got reason to suspect that that's Werewolf by Night that he's beating the shit out of.
Oh, okay. You think that's Jack Russell?
I've seen that theory floating about.
Because I believe
like,
that's what that matches the original artwork of him doing exactly the same thing.
Because like that was the first place that Moon Knight appeared, wasn't it? Like in one of the comics.
Like that, yeah.
Like, as a fan of the Moon Knight comics and stuff, like this is one of the Marvel series I'm most looking forward to. Like the fact that they've gone like I want to know though whether they will go for the version where it's like, oh, he's got like DID kind of, but it's Khonshu in his head, or whether it's going to be, because I know the more modern ones that I was reading, like was the same ones where he had the multiple personalities, but he'd also sit there and talk to hallucinations of Captain America, Wolverine, and Spider-Man.
I don't think they'll be doing that version somehow.
No, but I like the idea that that's a possibility for the future. Like they can explore that kind of thing where he's starting to talk to hallucinations and shit like that as part of the faction kind of thing.
I think if anything, we'll get kind of like inside his to use a Sherlock reference here, his mind palace, and do kind of like in Split, the movie Split with James McAvoy, where he's talking about how all of his different identity have their time in the spotlight.
Yes.
They get in and kind of like they're all just sitting in chairs waiting. Otherwise, I think we'll have a moment where we go into his mind and we see all the different aspects, all the personalities sat around waiting for their turn.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like the whole thing, like the trailer implying that bit where, like, because all the other reflections have been acting weird and stuff, like that bit where it shows like when he's turning into Moon Knight, everything's like all the different split personalities are finally synced up and stuff. Yeah, like having like that whole thing, like. Plus, like I fucking love Egypt shit. So like the whole Khonshu thing, like I'm just so looking forward to this.
Hopefully, this will be a better version of Explorer gets corrupted by mythical Egyptian object than the Enchantress was in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what else have we got in the TV section? Right. Okay, so we're going to jump across the street now from Marvel to DC. And they finally found something for David Ramsey at last after Arrow ended. John Stewart Diggle is finally getting his moment to shine, but not with the green ring, because they fucked that off for some reason. But he is now going to be training up 5 young metahuman recruits in a TV series called Justice U. Yeah.
Okay.
I am. You know what? I've followed the Arrowverse since day one, and this is the first time they've announced something, and I'm just not excited. Yeah, I'm loving Superman and Lois. You know, I suspect Naomi is going to be a good show. But this,
yeah.
Please surprise me. I'm going in with poor expectations, so it may turn out to be better. But
it's like we need a superhero show. We've got Titans. No, we need another one. We've got Doom Patrol. No, we need another one.
Yeah, we actually need a team show to replace Legends, which will be ending.
Yeah.
One thing regarding like this whole DC universe thing, with you mentioning Superman and Lois, I didn't realize that was a thing. So I remember went into one of the residents at work was watching like a superhero looking thing on the TV. I was like, oh, this looks cool. What is it? And then I clicked it. It was Superman and Lois. But in my brain, I thought it was Clark and Lois, and I was like,
Lois and
this
Clark,
is
the new
not...
Invented the Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was like, I thought it was that. I was like,
This
wait,
is
hold
kind
on,
of a
I
modern
don't remember
take.
this shit.
But basically, Superman and Lois is kind of a modern take on what Series 5 of Lois and Clark was going to be, because the end of Season 4, they had a baby dropped on their doorstep, and Series 5 was going to be them effectively raising Superboy.
Okay, but
they never got to do that. So this is kind of getting to do that finally.
Oh,
and
cool.
I really love the cast. They're all really. I love that they've brought in a couple of aspects. So not spoiling it for anybody who hasn't watched it, but there are aspects from the death and rebirth of Superman that they have brought in that are quite important. Ultimately,
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Superman and Lois. I don't know, just something about it just doesn't grab me at the moment. I may go back. I'm sure they're all on the iPlayer, so I may go back.
Yes, they are. They're all there. We streamed it as a family and really enjoyed it. It's a great cast. In the end, you'll go for the flights and tights, but you'll stay for the interplay between Lois Clark and the twin boys, John and Jordan.
Stay for the cheap plasterboard, yeah.
As long as there's punching and super heroics, then that's all.
Yeah, but that's not the most important thing about it. There's enough of it, but ultimately this is a show about a family in crisis, in fact. So,
speaking about
I don't mean a crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean a family in crisis who could probably do with having some therapy or something.
Speaking about superheroes who need therapy, that's going to take us quite nicely onto our next story, as Amazon have released the launch date for season 3 of The Boys.
That's handy because I literally just finished season 2.
Oh my god, that is a good show.
I still need to watch.
I can't believe
that.
I still need to watch so long. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, you need to see it. It's so good.
Yeah.
I've heard good things.
It's a great show.
And the only thing I've ever seen of it is the fact that Homelander, the guy who plays Homelander, also plays the stray man in Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun. So the only reference I have to Homelander is Mark fucking murdering him and throwing him in a dustbin. So but I'm pretty sure but I've seen the trailers and stuff, and I've heard stuff about a laser baby shit like that.
I'm gonna get onto laser baby in just a moment, actually.
I gotta get me one of these.
Laser baby's gonna appear in an animated spin-off called Diabolical, which is coming out later this year as well.
Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah. So
I did kind of consider doing a Billy Butcher. I did consider doing a Billy Butcher cosplay, but with a baby doll with lighting up eyes.
Ennis, I believe. Yeah. Let me just double check. Actually, confused now, boys. Yeah, Garth Ennis. Yes.
Right. It was.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the one that
that
was
makes
the
sense,
model for the main character. Right.
I remember it being the same guy as who made Crossed.
Yeah, so when they were filming season 1, obviously, Simon Pegg was too big an actor and too old to play the Wee Huey character at that point. So, but they brought him in as Wee Huey's dad. So he did make it in there eventually. Huey is actually played by Jack Quaid, who is Dennis Quaid's son.
And he's Brad Boimler on Lower Decks, and he's in Scream.
Yeah,
Scream 5, depending on.
He's in all kinds. Jack Quaid. He's great.
He's doing really well. I mean, he's great in Star Trek Lower Decks.
Of course, Carl Urban as well as Billy Butcher.
Oh,
God, he's fantastic in this show. Yeah, if you've not seen it before, check it out. If season 3 picks up as mental as season 2 ended, we're in for a treat. And I believe
they're going to be doing Hirogasm.
They have confirmed, or Hirogasm, yes.
Yeah, they're doing Hirogasm. That's I don't know. Even on a streaming service, I don't know how they're going to do that.
Fuck knows. But if the other 2 seasons are anything to go by, we're in for some shit.
Yeah,
I can guess his superpower just by his name.
Who?
That's not a person.
It's not a person. It's so Hirogasm is essentially the
imagine it's spring break, but for superheroes.
Yeah. So the company Vought that runs the boy.
I remember this. I remember this in the comics, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's basically to let superheroes blow steam. They give them a week in basically a secluded island to do whatever the fuck they want, and they do whatever the fuck they want.
So they all just fight and fuck, basically.
Pretty, yeah. That's the easiest way to describe it. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So
I vaguely remember when the
like, how'd you do a superhero orgy?
Like...
They did that in the pilot episode of The Boys.
Oh,
there was
shit.
a superhero swingers club in the first episode where you see someone flying and having sex at the same time.
Okay, fair enough.
Episode 1, where basically their version of the Flash runs through a woman. That's literally within the first 5 minutes. The Flash explodes a woman by running through her.
Admittedly, that's from the comics. So
yeah, I know, but still, it's like how many TV shows have that? You know what I mean? But so you've got that. As I say, you've got the animated spin-off, which is an anthology show that's coming later this year, and then you've also got the college version, like the kind of like almost like the boys of Teen Titans.
Yeah.
That'll be coming. Teen Titans mixed with Sky High, I guess would be the easiest way to describe it.
Yeah,
it's a super X-Men, basically X-Men, but in the boys universe.
Do you like? It's awesome, but it's also kind of. Do you reckon it's awesome but kind of weird that, like, when we first started this, there was only like some of the DC, like some of the major DC and some of the major Marvel properties that everyone knew, like comics wise, as TV shows, and now like there's TV shows based on weird obscure comics and stuff.
When we started this,
I mean, who the fuck had heard of Rock and Key 10 years ago?
Yeah,
exactly.
When we started this, Arrow hadn't even come out.
Exactly, it's weird, but it's awesome. Like the fact that now people are going, like, this is one of the things that, like, getting to a story later in the TV thing that I'll bring up, where like it's one of those things where like people are like, oh, have you seen this show? I'm like, seen it? I've read it on fucking pieces of paper, bitch. Like
old school.
Like
we had a grip. I
find it bizarre that you get the slightly off to one side, but still related. There's that advert for Audible where
they talk about Sandman.
They're talking about Sandman.
Yeah, and it's we're getting a Sandman TV series later this year.
Yeah, which also looks amazing. Can't wait for that. That is the reason not to die in 2022.
I listened to Sandman Act 1.
If you had any other reason.
I've got Act 2, but I've listened to all of Act 1 now.
I still haven't listened to all of Act 1, to be fair.
What's that, sorry?
I know it's very good what I've listened to so far. Yeah.
What's that, sorry?
And you've got Neil Gaiman as the narrator. They've basically taken the Sandman comics, and Dirk Maggs and Neil Gaiman have turned them into audio scripts, and basically done them as long audio plays. And my God, it's good.
And they're on Audible.
It's on Audible, yeah. And Neil Gaiman is the narrator.
Fuck.
You've got James McAvoy as Morpheus. You've got Kat Dennings as Death. You've got is it Michael Sheen as Lucifer?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm picturing Kat Dennings like actually in the Death costume is like, this is all my goth dreams come true. Like that's precisely what I wish I looked like. Like
hold on. So, the Audible Sandman cast.
Hang on, I've just pulled it up myself.
I need to.
Here we go.
I'm going on my Audible app right now. And
Taron Egerton as John Constantine.
That's right.
Riz
Oh my God,
Ahmed as the Corinthian.
Oh shit! I forgot Constantine was in there.
Samantha
used to
Morton
thinking of
as
him as a DC
Element
property.
Girl, and Andy Serkis is Matthew the Raven.
Yeah.
Cool.
Phoebe Newworth is in there. as
Jeffrey
Bast.
Wright is Destiny.
Yes.
John
Renee-
Lithgow pops up as the Emperor Joshua Norton. David Tennant
Oh, no,
is
that's
Loki.
in Act 2. That's in
Hey!
Act 2.
But
He's
I'm just
not in Act
going
1.
through this list. Arthur Darvill is William Shakespeare.
Oh yeah, he's in Act 1.
Reginald
Fair
D.
enough.
Hunter is John Jones. That's brilliant.
Yes. Oh my God, John Jones was great.
Yeah. Patterson Joseph was the Demon Coronzon.
Sue Johnston was Unity Kincaid. She was great.
Josie Lawrence as Mad Hetty. Yeah.
Joanna Lumley as
Lumley is Joanna Constantine. Miriam Margolyes is Despair. I mean, it's just perfect casting.
Yeah,
Matthew
I was gonna
Hawke
say,
and
this
Bob
sounds
Cadling was
fucking-
fantastic.
This sounds fucking perfect, and I need to listen.
Yeah, definitely worth listening to, and it's got Dirk Maggs's longtime compatriot Toby Longworth as everyone.
And
he's literally all
and
over.
Mitch Ben and Mitch Ben as Thor again.
That's true, yeah.
Because he was Thor in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh my God, there's so many people. Oh yeah, Kerry Shale was in it as Abel.
Yeah, but I mean, Kerry Shale is one of those American actors who has just been doing shitloads of radio forever.
I have an X-Files audiobook read by Kerry Shale. Where he does all the voices. And that's hysterical, hearing Kerry Shale trying to be Scully.
It was just bizarre finally seeing what he looked like when he did Year of the Moon on Doctor Who.
Felicity Duncan is Titania as well. That's a good one. Yeah, there's a whole thing where Morpheus has got to deal with Shakespeare. I mean, it's obviously it's in the comic, and
it's been so long since I've read,
and just hearing that being all done is great.
It's so long since I've read the comics, but I'm refusing to reread the comics until I've actually got the big lush editions, the absolute Sandman books. I need to start getting those while they still exist and are reasonable prices.
Yeah.
No, that's like 5 or 6 volumes I need to get now.
So that's a TV show that we're looking forward to. I'd say rounds off the TV section.
No, hold on.
Oh no, we got one more. Sorry, we got one more. Late breaking.
Another yeah, I've got a TV show that I'm fucking looking forward to, and I'm going to subject you guys to it. Like, funnily enough, talking about David Tennant, that he's also in this. Critical Role are releasing their Legends of Vox Machina animated series on Amazon Prime later this month, which I'll actually get the first 2 episodes early because I backed the Kickstarter. So the first 2 episodes are a completely new story that they've written specifically for it, and then the 10 episodes that follow are all the Briarwood arc of the original campaign 1 live stream. But they've announced some of the cast that's going to be in the show, and it's I was watching the video where they announced it, and the level of cast that they've got for a TV show based on a bunch of people playing Dungeons and Dragons that I watched 5-6 years ago is fucking insane. It's they've got 2 of the main characters that the Vox Machina would always interact with are Arcanist Allura Vysoren and Lady Kima, where Lady Kima is now played by Stephanie Beatrice from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
From Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Indira Varma is Lady Allura Vysoren. You've got
Torchwood.
You've got you've got one of the characters that was in the pre-stream stuff that they're actually bringing forward into the actual animated story is General Krieg, who is played by David Tennant.
Nice.
Like, yeah, we've got Archibald Desney, who appears in this first series, who's played by Dominic Monaghan, who ties into the whole fucking Lord of the Rings conversation we had earlier.
Okay.
They're paying.
They got a decent cat. Well, I suppose it's Amazon money in it, so you know you can get who you want at that point.
They've got let's see, they're paying tribute to where they came from because they first started streaming on Geek and Sundry, which is a service that was a channel that was mainly run and started by Felicia Day, and so she's in the series as well as like minor characters and like a captain of Amon and stuff like that.
Have they cast Will in any of it?
They haven't announced Will being in anything yet. However, they do have
Will Wheaton, by the way, just in case.
Yeah, Will Wheaton.
Like Will Young from X Factor, Pop Idol.
It's kind of a no-brainer.
Well, you know, you gotta clarify. You know,
they do have so like Kelly Who, if anyone knows that. She's Kelly, yeah, as Dr. Anna Ripley.
She's on
got
first.
Bobby Hall, Bobby Hall, the rapper Logic, as a palace guard. You got Gray Griffin as Delilah Briarwood. You got Darren DePaul as Karen Stonefell. They got their buddy Carrie Payton, who we know from being Cyborg and from The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead as well.
As King Ezekiel.
Yeah.
So there's quite literally a Who's Who cast.
Yeah, it's fucking like The Hound is in there, like from Game of
Rory.
Thrones.
What's his face from Game of Thrones? Yeah.
Yeah, Rory McCann. Fedmeyer.
Yes, that's him.
Yeah. Like
the Quaker Oats man.
Yes. Yarb.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I was watching that video, like fucking, like again, it's one of those things where I'm like, I was watching.
You were watching ITV2, you mean?
Like what?
Hot Fuzz is always on ITV2.
No, I mean like watching the fucking cast announcement. Yeah, like I was. Like,
okay, well, be more specific then.
Maybe it was on ITV2. Okay. We don't know.
Yeah, it was on ITV2. But it's like again, it's like relating to
by Hot Fuzz.
What we were talking about. What we were talking about earlier with the whole like seeing like just how big these little things that we were into like back when they first started, like seeing how fucking huge they get.
How things grow.
It's like insane. It's fucking crazy.
It's like Rita Repulsa threw a stick down from the moon and made things grow.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking
Paul's 12-inch
awesome.
One.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, that was. I just wanted
that
an opportunity
out, then, I guess.
Yeah, I just wanted an opportunity to geek out about that for a bit. So thank you for indulging me.
Well,
and like I said, it's got David Tennant in, so it's relevant.
Yeah. That's all the geeking out over and done with then. So I guess we'll move through and see if anyone's got any other business.
Any other business?
Okay, and our first story in the any other business section is about a couple of chaps who got fired from work recently, within the last week or so. Why? Because they were playing Pokemon Go. What was their job? They were LAPD police officers who were fired for ignoring a robbery in progress so they could catch a fucking Snorlax. Now, don't get me wrong. I enjoy Pokemon Go as much as the next guy. I've spent this last week trying to catch Helioptiles like there's no tomorrow. But if my job meant that I had to stop people from killing other people and stealing items, probably put the phone down for a minute. According to court documents that were published on, earlier this month, the incident occurred on a busy Saturday in April 2017 when the call came in about a robbery with multiple suspects in progress at a Macy's department store. This is courtesy of Sky.com. Instead of responding to the call, Lozano and Mitchell, the two police officers who were commanding who a commanding officer spotted in a police car tucked back in an alley just feet away from the Macy's, started to back up down the alley away from the robbery. An initial investigation found that the officers claimed they could not hear the radio, but the commanding officer then reviewed the DICVS, presume that's the video system inside the
body
car,
cam and stuff,
to find out, to find out what they do on their
Digital
average day.
in-car video system.
That's the one. Thank you. In reviewing the recording, it was discovered that they had heard the radio call and agreed to ignore the officer responding to it rather than to assist them. Just minutes later, Lozano and Mitchell began talking about Pokemon Go, and for approximately the next 20 minutes, they drove to different locations where the virtual creatures apparently appeared on their mobile phones. During this time, the men caught 2 rare Pokemon, such as a Snorlax and a Togetic, although it was not clear where the suspects in the robbery were apprehended by their colleagues.
Whatever happened to you gotta catch 'em all?
Criminals.
Yeah.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Well, yeah, they didn't have any balls to throw the criminals at the time, and they hadn't worn them down with a battle face with their own criminals that they kept in balls.
Daystick, I choose you.
Yeah. Not to bring the mood down, but it is fucking weird that they're like, it's a lot easier to fire cops for playing Pokemon Go than it is for murdering innocent people. Like, that's weird. Like,
what I don't get is, how did they think they'd get away from it with it? Because
weird as well.
They are literally sat in a car surrounded by cameras.
Yeah, that is kind of. Well, then again, apparently police don't get much education. So
looks like Team Rocket's blasting off again.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, well, that's going to move us all the way over to China. So hit that racist gong. Ghosting was not an immediate option for these 2 people, as a woman in Zhengzhou went viral last week after she posted videos on the channel's social media platform WeChat about how she unintentionally got stuck in a blind date's house during a very sudden lockdown. This is from the Huffington Post. The woman, who was only identified by her last name, Wang.
Sorry, I shouldn't. I really shouldn't laugh, but yeah.
She explained in a social media post that she had recently traveled to Zhengzhou ahead of the Lunar New Year. I'm getting. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I've got to get back into the old way of doing things.
I'm getting old now. My family introduced me to 10 matches,
Wang told local media. I'm not going to do the racist voice. Why did you think I would?
Good. The 5th date wanted to show off his cooking skills and invited me over to his house for dinner.
Gordon's alive!
Yes. Unfortunately, during the meal, she discovered that her date's community had gone into a very sudden and swift quarantine due to a surge of COVID-19 cases. She told local outlets Sunday that she had been stuck in her date's house for 4 days. And for those who are wondering if this unique situation has blossomed into a meet cute, let's just say you may want to check into a Hallmark movie to get that fix. One of Wang's videos has made its way to Douyin, China's domestic version of TikTok, where she expressed her true feelings about the situation.
Because we don't know each other very well, it was not so convenient for me to live at his home. I felt a bit embarrassed,
she says in a video. She also gave more details about their chemistry with their date, saying,
besides the fact that he's as mute as a wooden mannequin, everything about him is pretty good. Despite his food being mediocre, he's still willing to cook, which I think is great.
She's their part Tony the Tiger, by the way.
I was going to say.
He was born in year Tony the Tiger.
Is she sure he isn't just a mannequin?
Possibly, although I don't know many mannequins that cook for you.
She's a fucking auto.
It's unclear if Wang is still stuck on what might be the longest and most awkward date of her life, because she's since removed most of her posts about it from social media. So, who knows? Right. What have we got next? Okay, so we're going to stay over that side of the world. And I'm going to ask you, who invented the burrito? No one wants to answer.
You'd assume it was something like the Mexicans.
Well, you would assume that. You'd be wrong, though, apparently, according to North Korean propaganda, who claimed that Kim Jong-il invented burritos in 2011.
Well, of course he fucking did.
And anyone who claims to have eaten it before that is a liar and must be sent to the demilitarized zone to be blown up by landmines. So, yeah, I watched a YouTube video, speaking of North Korea, before we go back into the story. I read a story about a UN camp, as they called it, basically a small military base that was set in the demilitarized zone that only had one person stationed there, and it was the man who had to sit in the middle of the room that has a door at both sides. One door is on the north of the room and is guarded by two North Korean soldiers.
On telly, yeah.
And the other guy is two soldiers from South Korea sat at the other end, and one guy from the UN who has to sit in the middle and make sure they don't fight each other. And that is his job all day long. And I was just like, what? I mean, how do you even get that job for a start? It's crazy. And apparently there used to be a tree there, but the North Koreans wanted to blow the tree up because it was in their way. They couldn't see South Korea. And the South Koreans were like, that's our tree. You're not allowed to blow that up. Eventually, there was a compromise, and the tree was moved. But yeah, anyway. So Kim Jong-il apparently invented the burrito, or what Ian calls a wheat wrap. So the Rodong Sinmun newspaper said that the father of current leader Kim Jong-un invented the wrap and claimed that their sales are booming despite a food shortage in the country. The street food also made an appearance in a recent propaganda broadcast, saying that Kim Jong-un has a meticulous interest in the Mexican dish, as we call it. Newsreel footage, North Koreans can be seen devouring the burritos at a stand outside the Kumsong food factory in Pyongyang. The broadcast also showed a mural of Kim Jong-il grinning in a kitchen where burritos are being prepared. But North Koreans who have escaped the secretive state insist such dishes are virtually non-existent. Right, okay. Let's see, what would a human rights expert from the UN sound like?
The food shortage has left people at risk of starvation.
Hyung Sung Lee, who I've lost Paul, who was born into an elite North Korean family who fled the country in 2014, said that most of his countrymen couldn't even dream of eating a burrito.
This is because they are not given an opportunity to encounter it. The majority of citizens do not have the money to buy foreign food, even if they have money to eat it. In the 1990s, butter lovers were satisfied and satirized and criticized as social traitors.
In most cases, he added, there simply aren't enough ingredients to recreate foreign food.
I've never seen any burritos or wraps in sale in North Korea. Perhaps there were no restaurants where you could eat burritos and wraps until now.
Yeah, so basically it goes on to photos of some North Koreans popping wraps in their mouths in a very suggestive manner. And also, I've read other articles about this, which seem to suggest that Kim Jong-il also invented the hamburger, or as he calls it, meat between slices.
Yeah, he went on a really long mental journey to come up with that name.
Apparently so.
Mental being the operative word.
Now, I decided to...
the pizza he calls the cheese disc.
Ah, yes. The cheesy bread circle. With or without tomato. Now, I decided this week, after seeing some other articles about this, to email the Travelodge, the cheap hotel country up and down the UK, where I actually stayed earlier this year. In the Travelodge.
What did you do, Mike?
I emailed them and asked them, hey, every year when people check into your hotels, I'm sure some people ask you some crazy requests on their arrival. And they said, yes, they do. Here are some of them. Here are our best ones for 2021. Yes, I got sent the press release for 2021 bizarre requests. Okay, so some of the more fascinating...
Because
why not?
Because he asked.
I said, yes, you can see this if you go to the 50-Foot Nerd email account and check out the sent items folder, you can see that I emailed the Travelodge and they emailed me back.
That's so fucking bizarre.
Because why not? So some of the more fascinating requests that make the 2021 orders, because they do this every year, they look into this.
Sponsored by Travelodge.
So some of the most fascinating requests are, when I get there, can you sing in the next room so that I can check that it's quiet?
Yeah.
Where does the Welsh rarebit live? And what's the best time to see it? Is Manchester caviar imported from Russia? Is half of Leeds Bradford Airport located in Leeds and the other in Bradford? What time does the snake come out on Snake Pass?
Sake. That's down the
Can I
road
have a
from
room
me.
with south-facing windows as I need sunlight to charge my aura first thing in the morning? Can you arrange for 12 gondolas to take my wedding party to our venue? Oh no! Unless Travelodge have now decided to take control of the sky. I'm not sure how they would have done this one. But can you arrange for a shooting star to pass over the beach at 10 p.m. when I take my wife for a romantic walk on the beach? Paul's actually crying with laughter. Can you arrange for my wife to meet Paddington Bear when we get our train to home tonight at Paddington Station? She loves Paddington.
She loves marmalade.
Marmalade.
Can you get me some bluegrass turf to take home?
What?
Can you help me find my long-lost nan who was born in Preston?
What?
Yes. So basically, yeah. So that's some of the more weirder ones, and then it gives me a list of some of the other ones and where they were actually asked for. So in Aberdeen Central, what do you think someone would have asked in Aberdeen?
How can I catch a haggis?
No, they asked where is the best place to dig for oil. In Liverpool, in the Exchange Street Travelodge, what do you think they asked there?
What time the Beatles start?
No, where can I buy a tasty Liverpool tart for my husband? Live Street, isn't it? In Edinburgh, what would they ask in Edinburgh?
Something about the haggis?
No. Can you pay for us to have afternoon tea with pandas at the zoo?
What?
In Leeds Travelodge, what would they ask there?
If they've got anything to put the dog on?
No. Can you get me a part in Emmerdale?
I'm
in
so
Chester.
bewildered.
What did they ask in Chester?
I don't know, something about the Romans.
Oh, you're not far off. I'll give you a point for that one. They asked for a Roman soldier to pick them up at the station in his chariot. In Newcastle Keys, what did they ask there?
For some blue drink and some chicken dippers.
How
No,
to get
they
to
asked for
Biker Grove.
no, they asked for a children's paddling pool to be set up in their room so their pet fish can have a spacious bed for the night.
What?
In Solihull, what was asked in Solihull?
What happened to the real Hull?
No, they asked, can you make 6 necklaces out of 50 and 20 pound notes? I need them for my son's wedding.
Oh,
What did they ask in Bright?
something about the weather.
Nope, they asked for the seagulls to sing instead of squawk.
What?
In London City, what did they ask there? Now, this is London, you know, the capital of the UK. God bless her, Queen. What did they ask there?
Can you make an appointment for me to see the Queen?
No, they said, can you add a helipad to your roof so I can make my boss arrive by helicopter?
For fuck's sake, if you're arriving by helicopter, I'm pretty sure you can afford to stay somewhere a bit
Better
more
than a
upmarket
travel
than a
lodge.
fucking travel lodge.
Yeah. Now, in Nottingham, Wallerton Park Travelodge, what did they ask the guests, the staff there to do?
You got any
Dress
war,
up
Emma?
as Robin Hood.
No, what's the normal thing that you may ask hotel staff to do for you when you go to a hotel?
Build a bed with cheese.
No, what's a normal thing to do? I mean, I've done it myself before. Now I've asked for an alarm call where they call you at a certain time in the morning. Hotels do that all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy asked for a call, not an alarm call though. He said, "Can you call my daughter and pretend to be the tooth fairy and let her know the £10 will be under her pillow tonight?"
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
To be fair, that's quite sweet, but you know.
It's still a bit weird. In John Lennon Airport, Travelodge, I've actually stayed there as well. What did they ask there?
Can you drown him in a fish tank?
No. No, they wanted the staff to record a voice message on their phone as they love the Scouse accent. In Bristol, Avonmouth, what did they ask there?
Fucking. Have you ever heard of the works of Isambard Kingdom Brunel?
No, they wanted the staff to dress up as Father Christmas so they can surprise their children. In Cardiff.
The problem with that one was it was July, but you know.
Cardiff Central Travelodge. Does that ring a bell with you, Paul?
It does, actually, because we stayed there, didn't we?
Yes. What did the staff there get asked?
When did you stay there?
We did when we went to Cardiff, yeah.
Yeah, we recorded a shitload of stuff that we never actually used.
Yeah. I think I've still got that footage of that weird woman.
I've probably still got the footage that I took as well for the Jolly Boys outing.
So what did they ask the staff in Cardiff?
Have you seen this weird woman?
No, it said, can you record my voice message in a Tom Jones style? Oh boy, spin your chair around and give me a message, eh? It's your bonus button. And last but not least, in Edinburgh Cameron Travelodge, what was asked there? Come on.
All I could think of, I was like,
come on,
bus pass for a tenner. I'm not entirely sure. We're like
a bus pass for a tenner. It wasn't. They weren't asking for a bus pass.
I don't know.
They wanted a voice message in a Sean Connery style. I could do that.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
No, it's just because
you get in touch at 50footnerds@gmail.com and I'll record your fucking message, you bastard.
Yeah, I just remembered the when we went to the the Merseyside local group, and afterwards there was that weird Segway pass, £2.
Eminem.
You know what my name is?
Yeah, it's only Eminem on the bus.
Jimmy Grimble.
Yeah, that's how we met Eminem on the bus.
Well, speaking of Jimmy Grimble and the hunt for peas, we're now going to talk about other creatures that hunt for peas. Yes, it's time. It wouldn't be the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds without Bigfoot. Okay, so fucking Bigfoot's back. Yeah. So an Illinois man has seen Bigfoot in 2021 at the end of the year. Well, yeah, allegedly. Let's just always say allegedly on these kind of things. This is from the Chicago Tribune.
I like the fact that the title of the article is expletive. Bigfoot.
Yes. He says the creature was spotted outside the small town of Chandlerville, northwest of Springfield.
I cannot believe that it's Chandler.
Could it be any more Chandlerville?
North of Joeyville.
Yes, yeah. It was fast, athletic, and massive, covering a 2-lane road in 2 quick strides. It had incredibly long limbs and was covered in shiny black hair, the man said, and was gone almost before he could register what was happening. Okay, so we need the engineer's voice for Chicago. Let's see.
It jumped into the darkness and I was kind of freaked out about it,
said the man, a 59-year-old engineer who lives near Peoria.
I said
Peoria via Cardiff.
Who was
also
one of the
fucking Bigfoots.
Well, there's lovely.
In a year when UFOs have gained a newfound respect, becoming the subject of a Pentagon investigation, the alleged Bigfoot sighting is a reminder that other paranormal phenomena are still out there. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Oklahoma State Representative Justin Humphrey, whose district hosts an annual Bigfoot festival, sought to pass a law that would establish a Sasquatch hunting season.
You skipped over the bit where it says there's a TV program that had an investigation of whether Bigfoot killed 3 California pot farmers. What the fuck is that?
What has Bigfoot got against marijuana?
So this dude wants to. This guy wants to establish a Sasquatch hunting season and announce a $3 million reward for the capture of a live one. But he admitted it was a stunt to attract tourists.
We're wanting the whole world to come to southeastern Oklahoma and get involved in our bounty,
he said on the floor of the State House. That's right. He said it in an actual government building. That
he was going to say he said it in an actual accent.
He laid on the floor of the State House and yelled that at the ceiling.
I want people to come to see my Bigfoot and also my Littlefoot too.
So, yeah.
My hands are the same size though.
Well, so Bigfoot is still out there, apparently. He's still on the loose. Let's see. Where are we? The downstate engineer who says he spotted the creature last month was asked not to be named after the initial report. He was driving home on Illinois Route 78 after visiting his mother just across the Sangamon River. Who's that Sangamon? He saw the creature bound across the road, and the man said he's not a Bigfoot enthusiast and was sober as a judge when he made the sighting. He acknowledged, though, that when his friends went back to look for tracks, they found nothing. Was it Bigfoot or was it not? The jury is still out. Probably not. But we live in hope that Bigfoot will be found one day, and when he is found, he can be reunited with Littlefoot, the small dinosaur from the land before time. And I think that's what we all want, really, isn't it? Dinosaurs and big feet to live together in harmony. One world, one love. Peace out.
Peace off, more like.
Well.
And on that bombshell,
I'm still wondering whether Bigfoot is actually just naturally blurry, and that's why the cameras are always out of focus.
Well, we've been over this before.
He suffers from the same condition that the Loch Ness Monster does, obviously.
Yeah. Well,
bluritis.
Exactly. My one regret is I had bluritis. Yeah. So, so on that bombshell, we're going to wrap the show up there. It's been good to be back. I don't know about you guys, but I've really enjoyed it. And another big thanks to Travelodge for sending that press release over. That was a lot of fun. Thank you. Okay, so all that remains to say is show.
Hold on. Breaking news.
What?
Turns out Bigfoot's an anti-vax.
Oh, God, no. Not another one. He'll be on the graveyard dead next time.
Oh, dear.
Bigfoot holds up Black Panther 3.
Yeah.
God.
Anyway.
Yes.
He's like, the results of these COVID tests are as blurry as all my photos.
So, if you want to get in touch with us and tell us your views on vaccination, please don't. But if you want to get in touch with us about
Billy, please don't. No.
If you want to get in touch with us about other things, feel free to do so. You can do that in numerous ways. First and foremost, you can contact us on Twitter. We've got the show Twitter, which is at 50footnerds. That's FIFTYFOOTNERDS. I've got my own personal Twitter, which is at Mike G. Bell.
Mine are at Vaults of Extoth and at Amara Lunera.
And I am at Auton Scouser.
We've got our website, which you can visit, which is 50footnerds.co.uk. Again, FIFTYFOOTNERDS.co.uk. On that episode, you can find an archive of every single episode we've ever done, except the one that's missing. You can actually see those episodes for yourself at... we didn't set up a direct link for the website yet, did we? But
no.
I've got one here, which is bit.ly/50footnerds archive, and that's 50FT Nerds archive. We've got a YouTube channel which you can visit from the website, which is video.50footnerds.co.uk, or just go to youtube.com/50footnerds. FIFTY.
Funnily enough, speaking of the YouTube thing, I was over at Zan's the other day, and we're talking about like me and him recording some more of the Elite Dangerous footage and like talking bullshit on there. So if anyone's into like the more into the games like Elite Dangerous and stuff, then you can hop over and have a listen to all of that kind of chat too, as well as having an intake of like the nerddom that we give you here.
Mm-hmm. We've got a Facebook. Why not hop over there and give us a like if that's what you do? It's on facebook.com/attack of the 50-foot nerds. That's 50FT. We've got our email. You can email us there, anything except spam. 50footnerds@gmail.com.
And your opinion about COVID.
That's true. Don't do that. FIFTYFWTNERDS@gmail.com. And of course, as you mentioned at the top of the show, we've got a Patreon. It's patreon.com/50footnerds. We'd be grateful if you can come over there, drop us some coin. As I say, pledges start from $1 a month, and you get access to everything. If you want to be more generous and donate a little bit more, then we would love you for that. But as I say, it starts from $1 a month. Come and be part of the team. You got everything early. You get exclusive things, and we would love you. We'd love to see you over there. The more people that are over there, the more stuff that we'll give you, basically. So why not come and join the crew? And
one of the things that you can watch as well is the Patreon exclusive Christmas video that me and you did, Mike.
That's very true. Yes, there is a Patreon exclusive commentary that was released on the Patreon exclusive audio feed, and also as a video podcast, which you can view on the Patreon page. And if you want to show your love to the world of the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast, then you can buy our merchandise and spread the word across your chest, across your head, on your mugs, on your phones, on your mouse pads, whatever you want. There's all kinds on there.
In your shower, apparently.
We could, if people email or tweet me and say that they want a shower curtain, I will put a shower curtain available on the Redbubble store.
Amara needs one for the shower fridge.
Yes.
I can sort that out if need be. I can make one available. That's what we should do. We should come up with a shower fridge design that we can put on the shower curtain. That's what we need to do. Okay.
Well, it'd just be like the insides of a fridge. Except
if that's what you want, then we'll do it. We'll get a double-wide fridge and stick it on the shower curtain.
If I remember right, it'll just be filled with milk, gardening equipment, and bodies. Like
there you go. You know what your homework is for this week. So if you want to buy any products, including possibly forthcoming a shower fridge, shower curtain, then visit tinyurl.com/50foot store. That's 50FT store. Okay, so I think that covers everything for this episode. So until next time, Chadwick Boseman's dead.
Fucking. I lost my train of thought now.
He's fucking dead.
He's fucking dead, mate.
The COVID got him. It didn't.
Christ.
But it could have done.
And Meatloaf is also dead.
Oh, and I think our careers are dead.
Until next time. Geek out.
If you've enjoyed the nerddom in your ears, then please follow us on Twitter at 50footnerds, or email us anything except spam at 50footnerds@gmail.com.